Well, it certainly makes a difference when you're in this old barn and there are a few thousand people on hand for a hockey game such as we have tonight. Hope you enjoyed our little walk down memory lane, but let's not forget, even though we have plenty to look at in terms of nostalgia when it comes to the Boston Garden, the Bruins have a hockey team to get ready for tonight. The Ottawa Senators. There are going to be a lot of awards handed out tonight. This is the last regular season game here in the Garden. But the Bruins have to contend with what has become a very hot team down the stretch, albeit the Senators aren't going anywhere but home once the regular season ends. Bruins with just 1 point will wrap up home ice for the playoffs to begin this weekend. For a closer look at how this one's shaping up, let's go upstairs right now. Bob Kurtz filling in for Fred Cusick along with Derek Sanderson. Guys?
Okay, well, thank you, Dave. Certainly an honor for me to be filling in for Fred, standing next to you, and also being here for the final regular season game of the Boston Garden. The Bruins heading into the final weekend of the season. Obviously, you want to play well because the playoffs are coming up, but they still need a point, Derek.
They need that point, Bob, and if they take it too lightly, the Ottawa Senators win their last 3 games, win 4 of the last 5. It is still a very big point to get. To close somebody out, that's important. I think you look at what the Bruins have got to accomplish tonight is not get overconfident. They were taught a lesson the last time in Ottawa, down 4 goals, came back to win that one 6-5. They don't want that tonight. Want to settle it here, get ready for the playoffs.
So we got the Bruins in Ottawa upcoming. We're back with the award ceremonies here, the final regular season game at the Boston Garden right after this.
Boston Bruins hockey is brought to you in part by Gillette. The new Gillette Sensor XL with microfins that set up your beard for the world's best shave. By Harvard Community Health Plan. We're what health care should be. By Fleet Bank, a member of Fleet Financial Group. We're here to make a difference. By the New England Jeep and Eagle dealers. See your New England Jeep and Eagle dealer today. Remember, there's only one Jeep. And by the Discover card. It pays to discover, the card that pays you back.
Welcome back, everyone. Final regular season game here at the Boston Garden. The Bruins against the Ottawa Senators. Let's go down now and join the public address announcer, Jim Martin.
Please welcome former Bruins broadcaster and a member of the Hockey Hall of Fame, Bob Wilson.
Thank you, Jim. On behalf of the Boston Bruins family, welcome to Boston Garden for the final regular season home game. Tonight is our annual awards night, so let's get to it. First, the Gallery Gods Eddie Shore Award will be presented by Joe Zimitrovich from Somerville, Chuck Wigley from Randolph, Aaron Stillwell of Melrose, and as always, the man in charge of the Gallery Gods, Roger Naples from Revere. Roger.
Thank you, Bob. And members of the Bruins teams and your fans, one and all. It's a pleasure to be here again this evening. And again, all the Gallery Gods offer their heartiest thanks to the Bruins brass for allowing us to be here this evening. As you know, the Gallery Gods are the oldest fan club in hockey, starting back in 1936, and they give out the Eddie Shore Trophy. So again, to those who helped me and all those Gallery Gods, thank you very much. Now we have the 25 years plus, I've been giving out these awards even before that. And every year it seems as though that there's someone that we forget. So this time we had a special award made, and it goes to Bob and Nancy Wilson. Okay, Bob. Bob and John Busick one time ran a night for me, so that's the least that we can do for Bob Wilson. The gallery gods, they voted this year, and the vote was overwhelming. And it's a pleasure to have my little niece here to present this year's Gallery God Award to Blaine Lacker. Thanks a lot, Blaine, and good luck from here on in. How about giving him a kiss? How about giving her a kiss? And you know, ladies and gentlemen, before we get out of here for the final time, on behalf of every player back in 1928, right up to 1995 that wore a Bruin jersey and skated on this ice, thanks for the memory.
Thank you, Roger. Since 1936, the Elizabeth Dufresne Award has been given to the most valuable player in home games as determined by a ballot from the media. So on behalf of my colleagues in the press, radio, and television, this year's most valuable player in home games and winner of the Elizabeth C. Dufresne Award for the third time, Cam Neely. Thanks, Cam. After every game at home and away, the Bruins Radio Network announces the 3 stars of each game. There is a point system, and at the end of the season, we have the 3 stars for the entire season. To handle that part of tonight's awards, my former partner, Hall of Famer, former captain of the Bruins, number 9, the Chief, Johnny Busick.
Thanks, Bob. The number 3 award this year goes to Blaine Lacker. Presenting the award is Peter Ottmar, CEO of WBNW and the Bruins Radio. Congratulations, Blaine. The second award, star of the season for the second, Ray Bork. Making the presentation is Susan Carello of Bob's Stores. Congratulations, Raymond. Over the season, number 1 star this year, number 8, Cam Neely. Presenting the award, Bob Gilberti and Mike Gibson of Castro Motor Oil. Thank you.
Cam's got that smile down.
So do we have anything to present to the Senators?
No, Ottawa kind of was rather subdued. What's the word? I don't know, not very gracious, because I understand.
It's always tough, though, when you're the visiting team.
But, I mean, in years ago, both teams had to do this. Both teams had to stand there, and you understood that when you went to the opponent's arena. You know, you're going to stand at the blue line for a while.
And right wing, number 26, Scott Levin.
Well, here come the Senators,
On the bench, number 3, Sean
which
Hill.
in past seasons hasn't struck fear in anyone's heart.
I was just thinking that same thing when you said, here come the Senators. Just didn't really tingle me at all.
Well, let's take a look at who's not dressing tonight for Rick Bonus. And he's got a bunch of guys out. Gary Huffman, Bob McGraw, the former Providence College star, Dave Archibald, Phil Bork from Chelmsford, Mass, Radek Bonk, and Martin Straka. He has some talented guys there who are out for Boston.
Serious injuries out.
Yeah. Stevie Leach, unfortunate shoulder injury, as is the case with Dave Shaw and Sandy Moger. Boy, do you have to feel for Sandy Moger, the kind of season he was having after being called up. And to take what appeared to be a hard but innocent enough check, Derek, and come out of it with a season-ending broken arm is tragic.
Well, I mean, Sandy Moger, there's a lot of positives that he can take out of the season as we look at Brian Smolinski. Basically, he can play at this level. He can play very well at this level. He's got a great future. Go have a good summer. Get it together and come to camp healthy and strong and do it from the beginning. So Sandy has a lot of positive things to build on.
Of course, that's a big loss for Boston. Moger was really taking a prominent role on the power play.
He was. That will hurt the Bruins in the power play in the playoffs. They'll have to find someone to do that role. Really, he was taking a lot of attention away from Cam Neely.
Of course, Ottawa filled with some great young talent, such as this young man, Alexei Yashin. Had contract problems back in the fall, and
solved them. He got into 7 figures rather quickly. And he did not have a great year in the 48 game schedule. He started off pretty good, and then he went into a 1 goal in 17 game slump and kind of hurt his numbers a little bit, but he certainly has talent.
Boy, while the Bruins are going strong toward the playoffs, Nesson is limping into the postseason. Fred's still out rehabbing from the eye surgery.
You got the
halfway home with laryngitis.
I'm third string. I got the call today. Fred couldn't do it. Dave Shea couldn't do it, and I was here.
We're sure glad, Kurtz.
That doesn't make you third string, Bob.
Third line.
Oh, well, whatever.
Kurtzy, we're just glad you picked up the bullpen phone when it rang. A lot of guys would just let it ring.
Thank God I wasn't going to do play-by-play. I'd have been horrified.
Would you please rise?
Well, with the teams on their blue lines,
of the United States and Canadian
Bob Wilson now introducing the color guard and the national anthems to be performed by Ron Harry, the Garden organist, and of course the voice of Boston Garden and Bruins hockey, Rene Rancourt.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons stand. With glowing heart we see thee rise, a true north strong and free. From afar and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Rene outdid him.
Wow. That boy's pumped.
Is he ever? A wonderful job on the anthems.
What's he going to do for the playoffs?
I don't know.
Now you know why Ottawa didn't come out right away.
There's Mick Magoo, your referee for tonight's game. Dan McCord and Brian Murphy will handle the lines tonight for Magoo.
History of the Boston Garden, 600
And in goal tonight for the Ottawa Senators, Don Beaupre, the veteran who has played so well for this club this season. 3.32 goals against, and at the other end of the building, Blaine Locker will be making another start tonight. There's Blaine. 17 victories, looking for number 18. He and Jim Carey battling. Let's go back down onto the ice.
All 4 of these capacities. He played 16 seasons for the Bruins, served as captain for 4. He coached for 11 seasons. He was the club's general manager for 5. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Milt Schmidt. If we could have Captain Randy Cunneyworth of Ottawa and Raymond Bourque of the Bruins join Milt in a ceremonial face-off marking this, the final regular season game at Boston Garden.
Ah, what a wonderful, wonderful man Milt Schmidt is.
One of the classiest men to ever put on a pair of skates, loafers, sport jacket, anything. Milt was one of the great coach.
For the memory.
If you were with us for our special edition of Bruins Digest tonight, I thoroughly loved walking around the garden talking about some of the old memories that Milt has.
Oh, he has a few.
Oh, just a couple. We could have turned it into an hour special.
Milty has a few. Plays golf too, Milty. Has hip replaced. We have a lot in common, me and Milt. Old sentiment that he was. And there the similarity ends, mind you. He was very talented.
You're cutting yourself short.
He was tough. He was a tough competitor. He came every night to play, played hard. And, you know, he had the great numbers in the Hall of Fame and all that, but he went to war. He came in the peak years, and he went to war, and came back and picked up where he left off. Very few people could do that.
There it is, the number that hangs in the rafters for Milton C. Schmidt. Former player, coach, and GM for this club. We're set to go. Here's Bob.
Okay, thank you, Dave. Stumple and McIlvaine on the opening faceoff. It'll be controlled by Ottawa. Sean Hill back along his own blue line. Will gun it on goal. Saved there by Blaine Locker. Locker will steer it back behind the goal. Steer it up along the boards. McIlvaine being bumped over there in the corner by John Roloff. Levins a centering pass. Now Dahlquist goes to the corner. Dahlquist cuts back behind it. Tried to stuff it inside there, but that was knocked away. Roloff battling McIlvaine. McIlvaine trying to dig it free. Roloff trying to tie it up. Casts a off now for the Bruins. Kirkowski getting it back out to center. Broken up there by Dennis Bile. Bile clearing it back in, and Locker will stop it back behind the goal. John Roloff now will start out for Boston. Cut off by LaRouche. LaRouche knocking him down in the corner. Played it to the side of the cage. Kasatonov too far for Kirkowski. Hill will knock it back in. Alexei Kasatonov for the Bruins. Marius Kirkowski on the left wing. Had it broken up there by Sean Hill. Here's Roloff at center. They'll dump it into the Ottawa zone. Don Beaupre getting a piece of it. Kirkowski comes in off for Adam Oates. Oates a centering pass. That was denied by Sean Hill. Now Steve LaRouche getting it back out to center. Sylvain Turgeon. On goal, saved by Locker. Raymond Bourque back behind his own goal. Turgeon picked it off. It was spun around by Bourque. Turgeon out of the corner, bumping over there with Sweeney. Raymond Bourque. Off for Adam Oates. Oates out at center. We played a minute and a half here of Escoda's first period. Here's Sweeney working against Sean Hill. Neely back behind the goal. Off now for Sweeney in the corner. Sweeney gets tied up. Murray off for Neely. Neely a shot on goal. Saved by Beaupre, who will hold on.
Well, that's a familiar sight.
Well, Ottawa is very relaxed. They've come out taking chances, sending 3 men in deep, jumping on the Bruins, pinching the D. Boston better be prepared for that.
Well, with only 2 games left on the Bruins schedule, including tonight's game, here's how the Eastern Conference stacks up. And it appears it will be Boston and New Jersey. Of course, the Bruins with a tie tonight would make sure that they're here this weekend against whoever, and it should be New Jersey.
See Buffalo there trying to sew up the final playoff spot. Montreal still alive, but just by a thread. We'll be keeping an eye on the Montreal-Buffalo game for you tonight.
Buffalo and New Jersey finish up Wednesday night while the Bruins are at the Forum.
Olsen McIlwain on the draw, comes back now for Raymond Bourque. Bourque just failed to click there with Neely. Beaupre steering it along the boards, and Yashin now bringing it back out to center. Randy Cunneyworth, their captain, dropping it off. Back after it goes Raymond Bourque. Bourque for the Bruins, too far for Adam Oates. That's just failed to click. Oates sailing in after. Beaupre will have to play it. Comes right back out in front, and Yashin will cover up. Yashin for Cunneyworth. Cunneyworth from center ice, guns it wide. Yashin tied up over there by Murray, gets loose. Though here's Yashin moving inside of the cage. Puck was loose out in front. They never did get a shot on goal. Here comes Sweeney back the other way from center ice. Shot on goal, saved by Beaupre. Pack for Cunneyworth. Had it picked off here by Stevie Hines. Hines cuts in, drops it back. Hughes' shot was blocked as Cunneyworth. Back out to center, too far for Alenick. Pack will clear the zone. Jamie Huscroft now for the Bruins as we approach the 3-minute mark here in the first period. Hughes was dumped there. There's a shot, rang off at last. They score! Ted Donato. Ted Donato for the Bruins at 2:59 here in the first period.
Eddie Donato gets himself a gift off the backboards. Good rush by Brent Hughes, sets it up really. Defenseman, and you want to hit somebody, fine, well and good, but make sure you're not the only man left. Right here on that side, he hits him, but his partner now, Nescash, is out of the play completely. Shot comes off the backboards. Beaupre looks the wrong way. Eddie Donato with a thank you very much.
Seemed like everybody stopped to watch the hit.
Right, good hit, but the wrong place and time. No winger coming back on Donato. You can't do that.
On Nesson.
Kasatonov now off for Naslund at center. Roloff moving it ahead. Cunneyworth tried to break that up. Now Reed moving it across. Hughes with a shot. Reed with a rebound. Couldn't control the bouncing puck. A wide open net for Dave Reed, but couldn't control the bouncing puck. Naslund trying to move it in front, knocked down by Cunneyworth. Penalty coming up here against Ottawa. Locker's gone to the bench for the extra attacker. Kasatonov hit a skate. Here's Adam Oates. Oates is in deep. Oates is centering pass in front. Next Cash broke that up. Freddie Knipscher. Knipscher off for Naslund. Naslund a shot. That was knocked away. And finally the penalty, which will come at 18:05 here in the first period. A lot of action.
I'll say, spirited Ottawa team has given the Bruins certainly a run for their money, if not besting them on a couple of occasions. Ottawa had played like this all year long, they would be in the playoffs.
Boy, what a shot by Knipscher. He sizzled this one.
Yeah, that went off the foot. Nice, good, accurate shot. He wanted to get away cleanly. Reed just can't get a handle to a bouncing puck. We've talked about it many times. Tremendous reach he has, but what hurts him with the length of the stick is anything near his feet. Either have to calm it down with his foot, because you can't get the blade of the stick to it. So then he kind of calmed it and hoped that it would kind of go away from him, but his body momentum stayed in that difficult area to pick up, so he doesn't get one there. Talked to David about it, and he says, no, I'm comfortable with it being that long and outside. I do most all my shooting and passing out there, and he says I give up a little bit around my feet to have the reach for poke checking and checking. So
Boston goes on power play. Raymond Bourque with a shot to score! Bourque might have been tipped in by Adam Oates.
May have been. I think it might have been Adam or Cam. One of the two. It was definitely tipped. Maybe his Senator got it. That looked like a very easy goal.
Well, it took 4 seconds.
And you'd say to yourself, well, why doesn't that happen more often? Oh, well, you could figure that out. You could coach in this league. Oh, went off Dahlquist. I think Bourque is going to get it.
See Adam shaking his head saying, no, I didn't get it.
No, I think it went off Dahlquist.
Time of the goal will be 18 minutes and 9 seconds. Just 4 seconds after Cunneyworth went off for holding.
Oates and Naslund will get the assists.
Bork doesn't get one for the shot.
He got the goal.
Oh, they're going to give it to Adam.
To Bork. Adam gets an assist from the draw.
Okay, they're going to give it to Bork.
Well, the power play goal gives the Bruins a 2-1 lead. Adam Oates will get it across the line. Next pass breaks that up. Here's Yashin from center. He'll gun it wide of the goal. Murray and Cunnyworth battling. Yashin with a shot saved by Locker. Rebound in front. Sweeney going to get ahead now to Cam Neely. Neely moving ahead for Sweeney. Sweeney cutting in. Takes the shot.
Assisted by Matt Naslund and Adam Oates.
Yashin bumped over there. Oates trying to tie him up. And now we have less than a minute to play here in the first period. Roll off with his shot. That's just wide of the goal. Adam Oates centering pass. Kasatonov was stopped. Neely out in front. That's knocked away. Here's Oates finding Murray. Broken up in front. Neely with a shot. Another save by Beaupre. Bruins coming close to making this a 2-goal lead.
Certainly had some opportunities.
Dahlquist will play it back behind the net. Dahlquist ran into Donato.
Donato ran into Dahlquist.
McElwain. There's Donato. Back behind the goal. McElwain was knocked down. Kasatonov knocked it from in front of the net.
Careful.
Locker keeping his position right along the pipe. Big pileup. And we'll get a faceoff coming to his right with just over 10 seconds remaining here in the period.
Nick Magoo almost put himself on the hook. Teddy Donato had his stick held behind the net. And even getting up, the Ottawa player, and it may have been Dahlquist, still held on to that stick. And had Ottawa scored then, boy, Mick would have had a couple of Bruins in his face, and justifiably.
Yeah, he doesn't want to call the cheap stuff, but then again, if offense comes out of it, you got to call it. Here, Neely in front of the net, stick between his legs. He waits, calmly just gets a shot away, hits the pad, jumps up, hits a face mask of Beaupre. Very cool and collected in front of the net.
Neely playing his 8th consecutive game tonight after missing the 5 prior to that. Joseph Stumple. Don Sweeney clears along the boards. Reed bumping over there with LePerriere. And Sean Hill will go back. His time will run out here in the first period. So 20 minutes in the books here in the final regular season game ever at the Boston Garden. And after one, the Bruins lead the Ottawa Senators by a score of 2-1.
Sports. WBZ News 4 continues.
Well, once again, wait again until next year for the Bruins and their fans. For the second time in 3 years, the Bruins could not get out of the first round of the playoffs. So, there. All those plans gone. The Devils finish off the Bruins in last night's Game 5 with a 3-2 win. So what's in store for the Bees in this offseason? Steve Burton tries to find some answers.
It was a game they should have won, but lost. There were times they should have scored, but missed. That's been the Bruins story all throughout the playoffs. The Bees scored just 5 goals in 5 games. They were shut out in games 1, 2, and 4. Cam Neely and Adam Oates both tallied last night, but through the first 4 games, they combined for just 1 goal and 1 assist. It's like the team was in a fog. Something's wrong.
Well, I blame most of that in the forwards. I mean, I really think they really didn't do their job. They didn't contain the puck in the other team's hand. They didn't convert when the puck came to the front of the net.
Obviously, you need some more offense, but, you know, we've been saying that for years, and I'm sure they've been trying to get it, but it's a matter of going out and doing it.
So expect changes to be made next season, and it could start with head coach Brian Sutter. In 3 years Sutter's been here, the Bruins have been eliminated twice in the first round. His playoff record in Boston, 7 wins, 15 losses.
So is Brian Sutter the coach of the future?
I can't tell you. I don't know what the future is at the moment. I'm just a little concerned about the past.
It's something for you guys to talk about. You guys can talk about all you want. You know, it can overwhelm you and consume you as a coach. And you know, I care for the game and the people that play it. And sometimes if it's not good enough, it's not good enough.
Well, Brian approaches coaching You know, like every game's going to be the last game. That's the way he played the game, and that's how come he was so successful as a player, and he's had success as a coach.
Well, this is it. They're taking up the ice for the final time as the Boston Bruins season is officially over. You know, I never thought I'd say this, but I'm going to miss this old place. From the Garden, Steve Burton, News 4 Sports.